Welcome back, impulsive budgeters. This is Kelly, and I'm so excited to be with you today because I have something really fun in store for us. Something called gamification. We're going to talk more about that in just a minute, but today we're going to start our sinking funds and make this fun. All right, so before we get started, I'm going to remember, we don't give up till we're proud. I'm going to move some things out of the way. Let's have a quick refresher. We've been stuffing our goals, or not our goals, but our bills. Bills are boring, right? Except for this one. This one gets to come out and go to the store with me. Okay, but overall, bills are boring. We don't really love them, but we need to make sure that they get paid, right? And if these get paid, then we have discretionary funds. We have money that we can do things for other places. But let's take a moment to notice two of these bills, right? My mortgage, that's money I owe to somebody else, right? Money that I won't always have to pay, because once I make this payment fully and I pay off the loan completely, then I'll only have to pay taxes on the property every month or every year. I won't have to do this annually like I did. So I'll pay the taxes and I'll pay the insurance, but I won't have to make this mortgage payment every single month. So that's an interesting thing to think about. But this is the one we're going to focus on today. This is my student loan payment. It's been with me for a very, 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 very long time, right? So it's really important that we focus on these things where we're spending money on something we did in the past and it's still costing us in the present. Because holding on to our past mistakes, well, that's a mistake in and of itself. So sometimes we want to focus on those things. And the reality is this is $240 a month that I don't get back, right? It goes into that thing and I can't play with it and it's no fun. And if I mess it up, it's the end of the world. So I want to get this money, this $240 a month, I want to get that back into my budget so I can use it for things that are actually fun, as opposed to hanging on to something I did in the past. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that I have my degrees, just don't need to keep paying for them. All right, so that's one of the big things that we're going to talk about is how do we free up funds so that we can have more fun, right? Let's be honest. I don't get to travel. I don't get to do the things that I really want to do because I have to make payments such as these two all the time. And if you have credit card debt in yours, like I have before, but I've managed to pay that off, then you can really have a lot more fun. Story time. Earlier this year, I bought my nieces some really expensive baby dolls for Christmas. Yeah, I guess it was last year. But I bought them some expensive baby dolls for Christmas. And my little brother goes, hey, you must be doing really well you must have done really well this year. And the reality was I actually hadn't. I'd made less money than I had the year before. But, I still had the money to spend $100 on a baby doll. And the reason I could do that, and I told him, I said, little brother, it's not because I did so well. It's because I didn't have to pay my credit card bills every single month, right? Because I have paid off those credit cards and I had paid off those debts. So now I had more money to play with. So I could do fun things like be that great niece or great auntie. So we're trying to claim this money back for us. And that's really what we're focused on today. So if you remember from our previous videos, we have been going through taking care of our needs, but we have this special category called somewhere over the rainbow. And I kept telling you, we'll get back to that. Well, today's the day we get back to that. So we're going to go somewhere over the rainbow today. And let's see how much money we have to work with. So today we have 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, 130, 135, 140, 145, 150, 155, 156, 57, 58, 59. So $159 saved that we are then going to apply to our new binder. So we are done with the bills binder for the day because those are paid. Those are done. And now we're ready to have some play. And that is going to bring us to what's called the sinking funds. All right. don't worry if you feel like you need to look up sinking funds, because I did too. So when you look up the economic word for sinking funds, it has a real meaning. It's usually regarding to businesses, and usually it's money that's spent and devoted to raising capital, and the capital that we need for either paying back debts from investing in the business or storing money and saving for reinvestment in the future. So a really good example of that is I might want a new computer, or I might need a new camera for this setup, right? But I would have to then sink funds into getting those. So I could be impatient and buy them with a credit card right now, swipe, because, oh, I need it. Or I could wait till YouTube actually, until we actually become funded on YouTube, and then I could save that money and then use that money to reinvest back into my new YouTube business. So that's what they're talking about when we talk sinking funds, which I think is a lot more fun when you're sinking them into the business, as opposed to how I originally imagined those as a ship going down. And these were the funds that you used to patch the hole so your ship didn't sink. So I needed some not sinking funds. But whichever way you want to think of it, that's fine. But this is our sinking funds binder. I'm pretty excited to get started. I've been waiting for a couple of videos. And then I'm really excited about this one. I have to take a pause to breathe, because remember, I also said I have ADHD, which means sometimes I get a little hyper creative and I get really proud of it. And I kind of did that a little bit in here. First of all, I'm not an artist. I don't make my money in art, which means that I might have moments of hyper creativity, but since it's not a long-term fixation, I haven't had enough practice to actually be good at it. If you are a wonderful artist, please don't judge. I only get to spend about a few hours a year playing with drawing and art, so my skills aren't good. But I did them anyways, and I was courageous anyways. And then, I know it's right here. I'm so excited. And so my art skills aren't great, but that's okay. We're gonna dive in. I'm gonna share what we did anyways. So really what I have for us is when we can turn things into a game, then we can trick our brains into enjoying things even as more boring and mundane as paying off debts. So that is the first one we're gonna talk about. We're gonna go on our quest, okay? And this one, I have labeled it. So all the rest of my sinking funds, they're kind of boring labels, but this label is not a regular label. This label, still yet to be artified, is called the quest. And I know, and you will now know, that the quest is our sinking funds for our student loans. All right, but a quest, that sounds adventurous. My brain likes quests, and it likes to go on side quests. And what does every good quest need? Well, every good quest needs a map. So I created an adventure map, and I made sure that my map had all the appropriate things, like a legend and a compass rose and a place to start and a path to take and an end goal. Okay, so this is my map, and it's got some adventures on it. I'm gonna set it down. So on my map, it does as a place to start, and then each little step here, that's part of my legend. So I have some blue arrows and some green arrows. So the blue arrows, I'm on sea, and the green arrows, I'm on land. And I took my overall debt and I divided them up. I had more arrows than I needed for a reasonable amount of cash. So I went ahead and broke them down into smaller. So my blue arrows will each represent $250. So every time I have $250, then I can color out a blue arrow. And then I took what was remaining after 17 blue arrows and then made those and divided that number by 17 green arrows and came up to about 135. Honestly, it was a little bit less, but I'm not including interest in this map, which could be good and could come to bite me. So really, it's when I've paid off that much. It may have cost me more than that, but after it's cleared and I see that my bill has reduced by that much, that's when I'm going to color it off. So our January student loan payment has already come out. I have looked at it. right? I had a little bit left over from last month, so I can come over here now and I can fill in this box, and we are one box down on our journey. So we're not at the ship anymore, we're a little bit down the road. Now, because again, my brain likes to have fun and it doesn't want to always be stuck, you might notice some parallels to come up. So in my map, I've included some spaces for some side quests. We are going to talk more about those as we go, but basically what these side quests will be are some small little adventures that I've made for myself that we can go on as we reach these spots. So little times for me to reward myself with some real fun and adventure, and I'll try to bring you along for some of those. But basically what I'll do is I'm making envelopes. That part of the creativity isn't done. I'm going to assign a die number to them, right? So when I get to that, I'll roll my die. Then I'll be able to pick the envelope that it has, and that will be my side quest for that month, or for that obstacle. Then, you know, those aren't going to be expensive. I think one of them is visit a museum that's free, right? So we'll talk more about those as they come up. Right now, we still have a little ways to go because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 is 1,000. That's $1,500. So it could take us a while to get there. Hopefully by the time we do, I'll have it fully hashed out. But you'll notice this one's not as long. So what we're hoping is that momentum and that excitement of getting to these side quests, the reward of enjoying the side quests, that's going to help us have the momentum. And then after we've sustained it for a little while, we'll have a shorter path once we get here. So we should cover these 17 faster than we cover these 17. And that's something, again, to look forward to. So this is my side quest. But I made it a map, and it gets a special thing because it's the most important of all of my sinking funds. Now, how do I guarantee that the side quest is actually going to go well? Well, I can help the side quest go better by making sure that my other expenses, my surprise expenses, making sure that I'm ready for them. That surprises can't surprise me. Well, this isn't complete, and there's still lots of surprises out there that could surprise me, but our goal is to get through the quest. But we also know we're going to need some new tech. Remember, I just started a new YouTube channel. I was not prepared to start a YouTube channel. I am videoing with my smartphone. I'm editing on my smartphone. I'm doing all of my stuff on the smartphone. I'm making sure we do it during the daylight. But y'all, it's winter right now. The daylight's a little sketchy. So I am going to need some new lights. I might need a new camera. I might need a new computer as we take off with this YouTube journey. So I want to be prepared for that. Again, I do hope to be able to sink some funds from YouTube once we get monetized and put them into here to pay for those things. But for now, I just want to at least know that that's coming. All right. If you guys watched my video about, watch the video about our goals for the year, you'll notice that we have some home improvements. In fact, last week's video was a little bit delayed because of some home improvements. Hey, you know what? I have a few bits of satisfying footage, and I might insert them right here. So here's what I did last week. We came through, we repainted the ceiling. This wall was brand new. We just added it the other day. And then what started it all was we received this bunk bed through our Buy Nothing group. And so it was free, which was the perfect price. We already had the top mattresses and all the blankets, but the bottom futon mattress came with it. So that was a really nice gift to receive. And we appreciated that, and I didn't want it rusting in the garage, so I wanted to get it in right away. That meant the rest of the room needed to get painted. And I chose this cute little gray color, mostly to see if we liked it, because we might do the rest of the house, and then the white trim. So every piece of trim, both the doors, because this is a brand new door that didn't exist before, so much primer had to go into it first. But overall, this is what I did the other day. This is that side project. Hope you guys enjoyed that. As you saw, last week I decided that I was going to completely paint the new bedroom that we've built in our home. So more home improvements to come. This is just one of the many rooms that need painting, but home improvements. We know we need them. We want to be adoption ready. So that's one. Then, of course, we need furniture. We've talked about a new couch, but we also would like a bigger dining room table so that as we bring those kids into our home, we have a place to share meals and bond and really grow, right? So much is learned when you sit down and eat with each other. So furniture is a big deal for us, right? Stove, that's on our list. I do have a gift card I haven't put in here. I have to look at it and go get it eventually. But we're already $700 on our way to a new stove because of a rebate that I got from something else that we did. Right? But this one's a fun one. I probably wouldn't have remembered to put this one in. I found stickers to decorate it, so it actually looks nice. Today, as I film, is actually my child's 21st birthday. So in addition to having to find some funds to do that's home improvement side quests from last week, by the way, those came out of my discretionary funds, right? I used money from here, which meant I did not go out to eat, all right? Because I had to buy gallons of paint, all right? I also had to buy birthday presents. Birthday presents are important even at 21. Now, fortunately, I don't buy really big presents, so I didn't spend too crazy much on that. But for many of you who have birthday parties or things with small children, or your teens and tweens need video games and game consoles, this could be a much bigger fund, and you want to make sure you have the ability to play and enjoy those birthdays as you see fit. Right? Also good for spouses. They like presents too. We're getting close. Clothes. I don't love fashion like other people love fashion. That's one of the reasons I really like this form of YouTube, where you guys don't have to see what I'm wearing today. But clothes, I'm not a clothes horse, but I do need quality clothes. When I was painting the other day, I noticed that I don't really have any more jeans because now they have holes and they have paint on them. So I definitely will need some new jeans soon. But typically I buy clothes twice a year for myself. I buy in the fall and I buy in the spring to make sure I have the work clothes that I need for work, and to make sure that I have some play clothes and some exercise clothes, to make sure I have play clothes and exercise clothes, so that, and maybe sometimes a formal clothing as well. But the real goal here is I run a micro wardrobe. I don't need as much as other people. So when I do spend, I try to buy quality pieces that are going to last me the entire 6 months to a year, or I might be able to reuse them again the next year. So close. And then the last two are kind of fun for me. Remember, the goal is still the sinking quest. When this one is completed and that quest is no longer a thing, I can then do fun things like travel. So I've called this one Planes, Trains, right? Because how do I want to travel? I want to travel by train. I really want to take the California Zephyr. I want to go across country on a train and see the beautiful things. It is on my to-do list. I can't wait to decorate this with pictures of trains and planes, right? I want to go to Israel, and I want to see and float in the Dead Sea. I know some places I want to go. My brother is also being transferred to Germany next year, so I'd like to go visit him and the kids in Germany. So I know that there's some places I'm going to want to travel by plane and train. So that one is in here because I'm never going to get there if I don't start planning now. Right? It's also a little bit of hope. This one in here now is to remind me that when this is finished, this can get fuller faster. So it's really important. It's a little bit of hope. Hope keeps us moving, right? And I put this one and the next one together because I thought it was funny, because now it's planes, trains, and automobiles. So this one is mostly right now, I believe in the law of attraction. I want to attract good things. I don't want to attract broken cars. So this is for my next adventure in my car. I currently have a 2017 Subaru Outback. I wouldn't mind having a 2024 Subaru Outback. It's not out yet, and I don't need it yet, but I wouldn't mind. So we're going to start saving for that next new car. And if something unfortunate happens to my wonderful Subaru at the moment, I can pull from here to help pay for that. All right, so planes, trains, and automobiles. That's so funny. So that means we are ready to get stuffing. Now, for this particular stuffing, I have decided I'm going to do it in a slightly different way. Usually when we stuff, I go through off to the side, and before we ever come together, I have put together my plan. I know exactly how many dollars go into every single thing. I know exactly where all of the money is going to go. But in this particular binder, I am going to be a little bit more of a chance. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the largest bills. The most important one was up front, right? And I'm going to double stuff it because sometimes you do that. And it's really important to me. It's twice as important to me than everything else because paying off this bill is going to pay off is going to let me fill in the other ones. So I'm just going to take the two largest bills that I have, that in this case it's $70, and they're going to go straight into the Quest money. Okay, I will be emptying the Quest money as often as I can, so we won't see the money, but we have the wonderful tracker so we can mark our progress. But I want to get that bill paid down, and I don't want the money sitting here while the bill is accruing interest. So leaving money in this envelope is not a good plan. It will get pulled out when I pay the actual student loan bills, and then everything will go together and the big payment will be made. So I'm not going to track until all the payments are made, but it's in there. The next one's new tech. Again, we are gonna need that, friends, just so I can give you guys better quality videos and I don't necessarily have to film at 10 o'clock every morning, even on gray days. So I'm gonna take the next largest size because this one's pretty important in the short term, and I'm gonna fill that one with the next largest size. Home improvement. We're hoping to have that kiddo in this house within the year. So that one needs to be a little bit higher priority. So $20 is the next biggest size. And this was just the leftover money that we had from before, and it worked out. Okay, furniture, that's gonna get the next size. So this time that is 10, right? So having this wonderful organization is what's allowing me to prioritize in such a way. Stove, it's gonna get the next largest size as well. So it gets a 10, right? Birthdays, it gets a 5. That's pretty helpful. This one's towards the back in part because I just had the last birthday of the year. The next one we have isn't until the summer. So June, July, August, we have a couple in the family in June, July, August. So this one doesn't have to be super full right now, okay? The next one, clothes. Again, I don't need winter clothes. I bought them already, so this is preparing for the spring, so it doesn't have to be as full as fast, so we can have that little one. And then as these get closer, I can always move them to the front for better stuffing. And then again, this is about hope, so my planes, they get 5. My planes and trains gets 5. My automobiles, I don't need this for a couple years, God willing, right? It gets 5. But look, I still have some more. Right? And the fun part about stuffing them in this way is now I get to turn it back. And my Quest, now it was at 70, right? But now it's at 75. So I even get to stuff more. Everybody got some, and this one gets a little bit more. That's why it's on the front. Then the new tech gets another $1. So it's at 21. Home improvement gets another $1. It'll be at 21. Okay, furniture is going to get another $1, so it will be at 11. And stove, it'll get another $1, so it's going to be at 11 as well. And that is a fast and easy way to cash stuff your sinking funds. And again, that's just a priority way of doing it. We may change that up as time goes by, but definitely this is really exciting. So again, thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. My goal is to pay off this Quest, and I know that I can do that better if I have your help. The more accountability, the more help, the more community I have, the easier these kinds of goals are going to be for me, and I really appreciate your help in doing that. So I can't wait to share that Quest with you and those side quests with you. And thank you in advance for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and watching the videos, if not once, but maybe even twice, so we can get monetized a little bit faster. The more people helping us reach that goal, the faster we'll reach that goal. So again, I hope this was really enjoyable for you guys. I am working on creating an Instagram account so that I can publish this. We're going to get this out so that you guys can also have a download of this. That's one of my goals. And then you guys can tell me in the comments what you would use your Quest map to achieve. Thanks for coming. I'm proud of you guys for being here through all of this. Thank you and have a great day.